Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I'm Tina Jha. Before we begin with the headlines of the day, I would like to appeal to all our viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior by wearing your face masks and washing your hands and face regularly. Also ensure that you maintain physical distancing whenever you step outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes on our part to defeat the pandemic. And now, the top stories of the day. Not just India, Atmanirbhar Bharat will benefit the whole world. Prime Minister Modi launches Kindle version of Swami Chidbhavanand's Bhagavad Gita, tells you to study it as a practical guide to life. The Prime Minister to flag off Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav on Friday, Padyatra from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. 75-week-long celebrations across India will commemorate 75 years of India's independence. National education policy focuses on a modern education system based on research, skill and acumen. President Ramnath Kovind says policy aimed at promoting understanding of Indian culture and moral values. Coronavirus infections surge in 5 worst-hit states. Active cases in Maharashtra cross 1 lakh. Fresh lockdown in Nagpur from the 15th of March till the 21st. The centre advises states to stay vigilant. And what are words in West Bengal over the alleged attack on Mamata Banerjee? Trinamool Congress says Election Commission did not provide proper security to the Chief Minister. The BJP terms it a drama, demands a CBI probe. A self-reliant India is good for the entire world, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Thursday. Speaking at the launch of the Kindle version of Swami Chidbhavanand's Bhagavad Gita, the Prime Minister said that Atmanirbhar Bharat will create wealth and value for the whole of humanity. Referring to India sending COVID-19 vaccines to countries across the world, the Prime Minister said that India wants to help and heal humanity, which he said is the message of Bhagavad Gita.
At the core of Atmanirbhar Bharat is to create wealth and values not only for ourselves, but for the larger humanity. We believe that an Atmanirbhar Bharat is good for the world. In the recent past, when the world needed medicines, India did whatever it could to provide them. Our scientists worked in a quick time to come out with vaccines. And now, India is humbled that vaccines made in India are going around the world. We want to heal as well as help humanity.
The Bhagavad Gita could provide strength and direction to the people to face the current challenges and emerge victorious, stating that a lot of leaders have been influenced by the Bhagavad Gita, including the likes of Mahatma Gandhi and Lokmanya Tilak.
The Gita makes us think. It inspires us to question. It encourages debate. The Gita keeps our mind open. Anybody who is inspired by the Gita will always be compassionate by nature and democratic in temperament.
The Prime Minister has urged youngsters to read the Gita, saying its teachings are extremely practical and also relatable. In the middle of their fast-paced lives, the Bhagavad Gita will provide an oasis of calm and peace. To commemorate 75 years of India's independence, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav from the Sabarmati Ashram in Gujarat on Friday. He will also flag off a 21-day-long Dandi march from the Sabarmati Ashram, which was home to Mahatma Gandhi during India's freedom struggle. The Amrit Mahotsav is a series of events to be organized by the government to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. It will be celebrated as a Jan Utsav in the spirit of Jan Bhagidari. The curtain raiser activities are beginning from Friday, 75 weeks prior to the 15th of August 2022. The first summit meeting of Quad nations that includes India, US, Japan and Australia will take place virtually on Friday. In the summit, the leaders will exchange views on areas of cooperation and dealing with contemporary challenges. Countering the aggressiveness of China in the Indo-Pacific region and the freedom of navigation in the South China Sea will also be a key focus area. Here's a report.
The first Quad summit will be attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, his Japanese and Australian counterparts, and US President Joe Biden. The summit is being held about a year and a half after the Quad was upgraded to the level of foreign ministers in September 2019. Till then, the meetings were being held irregularly at the level of senior officials.
Formed in the aftermath of the 2004 tsunami and formalized in 2007, the Quad has met regularly at the working and foreign minister level. However, Friday will be the first time that the Quad is meeting at the leader level. That President Biden has made this one of his earliest multilateral engagements speaks to the importance we place on close cooperation with our allies and partners in the Indo-Pacific.
4 members of the Quad are important democratic countries of the world. Their collective population is around 2 billion, while their collective GDP reaches $30 trillion. Trade among the Quad nations stand at around $450 billion. In the Quad summit, the 4 nations are likely to discuss the situation in the Indo-Pacific region, issues related to supply chain, maritime security, high-end technology, and climate change.
The Quad is an important mechanism, and it needs to continue to evolve and needs to keep looking at non-traditional security areas as well, rather than the traditional security areas, because it has to be an inclusive mechanism which is going to be effective to manage China's activities in the Indo-Pacific.
The scope of cooperation in the post-COVID-19 era is also likely to be discussed in detail at the Quad summit. Apart from the supply of COVID vaccine, some important announcements related to security infrastructure in maritime domain are also expected.
Tomorrow, a few key announcements are expected if you read. So one is going to be on the vaccine diplomacy, ramping up India's capacity to manufacture the vaccine. And second, it's going to be on maritime capacity. Maritime infrastructure, so that there's more effective patrolling to better contain China's activities in the South China Sea and in the Indo-Pacific.
India is likely to lay emphasis on increasing opportunities for cooperation in non-strategic and economic sectors so that production and distribution of goods in the world can be decentralized.
Summit-level meeting signals the strengthening of understanding among the Quad nations in both strategic and non-strategic areas. It will be interesting to see that how they cooperate in post-COVID reconstruction in the world. Akhilesh Suman with camera person Raj Thakur in Delhi.
An orientation program for the newly elected and nominated members of Rajya Sabha is being organized by the Rajya Sabha Secretariat on the 13th and 14th of March. The program has been devised to provide an opportunity to the new members to discuss and appreciate various aspects of parliamentary practice and procedures with special reference to the Rajya Sabha, and also to familiarize them with parliamentary institutions. The orientation program will be inaugurated by Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu on Saturday. The Chairman has also urged the new members to attend the program and gather information about various parliamentary practices and procedures from distinguished speakers. The program will consist of sessions on specific topics conducted by eminent parliamentarians and others, including overview by Secretary General, importance of question hour, role of Rajya Sabha, importance of zero hour, parliamentary privileges, lawmaking process, and ethics in politics. The orientation program will enable the members to discharge their duties effectively and also to contribute meaningfully to the proceedings of the House. Kriti Mishra's report for Sansad TV. President Ramnath Kovind has said that education is the catalyst for change and the youth is the most potent agent of social transformation. While addressing the 41st annual convocation of the Anna University in Chennai on Thursday, the President said the new education policy seeks to implement a modern education system which is based on research and skill. He also expressed confidence that the implementation of the policy would usher in an era of modern learning and education and create a brigade of researchers and professionals who would take the country to greater heights.
The new policy seeks to implement a modern education system based on research, skill, and acumen relevant to the evolving needs of the present. At the same time, it would also include within its domain our rich cultural heritage in consonance with the futuristic outlook. The policy focuses on inculcating moral values and promoting understanding of Indian culture.
With that, time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
The prolific British poet and story writer Joseph Rudyard Kipling, one of the first masters of short stories in English. In 1894 appeared his Jungle Book, which became a children's classic all over the world. Kim, the story of Kimball O'Hara and his adventures in the Himalayas, is perhaps his most felicitous work published. Set in and concerned with India he had come to know and love so well. In 1907, Kipling became the first English language writer to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature.
In 2002, through the 86th Constitutional Amendment dovetailed with Article 21A, a new fundamental right came into existence. Under this, the state was tasked to provide free and compulsory education to all children between 6 and 14 years of age by making appropriate laws. To grant it legal framework, Parliament passed the Free and Compulsory Education Act, RTE Act 2009, which came into force from 1st of April 2010.
Watch The Big Picture at 9:30 p.m. only on Rajya Sabha television.
Ghata, one of the oldest and most unique percussion instruments of southern India. You can play it not only with your fingers, but palms, wrists and heels as well. You'll be surprised, but the air inside the ghatam reverberates, creating the musical notes. 5 elements of nature, earth, water, air, fire and space, make up the composition of this beautiful musical piece, which has found an apt place in most of the ancient books.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. A day after West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee was allegedly attacked in Nandigram, representatives of the Trinamool Congress and the BJP met with the Chief Electoral Officer in Kolkata. The Trinamool Congress slammed the Election Commission for failing to provide proper security to the Chief Minister and also said that the poll panel cannot shun responsibility as it is in charge of law and order situation in the poll-bound state. BJP's West Bengal unit has demanded a CBI probe into the alleged attack on Mamata Banerjee, saying that it needs to be seen whether the incident was a well-scripted drama to garner votes. The police has registered a case over the attack on Mamata Banerjee following a complaint lodged by the Trinamool Congress party. Meanwhile, Mamata Banerjee released a video message urging people to be calm and exercise restraint. According to doctors, her health condition is stable but has a low sodium concentration in blood. A delegation of BJP leaders also visited the injured leader at the Kolkata hospital where she is undergoing treatment currently. The party has postponed the release of its election manifesto as of now. Nomination papers of 206 contestants were found to be valid after scrutiny for the first phase of elections in West Bengal. Polling will be held in 30 assembly constituencies in this phase. Altogether, 222 candidates filed their nominations for the first phase of polling, which is to be held on the 27th of March. Tuesday was the last date of filing nominations for the first phase of polling, and scrutiny was held on Wednesday. And nomination papers of 284 contestants were found to be valid after scrutiny for the first phase of polling for 47 seats of the Assam Assembly. The Chief Electoral Officer said altogether 295 contestants had filed their papers for the first phase. The last date of filing of nominations for the first phase was the 9th of March. Scrutiny was held on Wednesday, and the last date of withdrawal is the 12th of March. Elections to the 126-member Assembly will be held in 3 phases with 39 constituencies in the second phase on the 1st of April and 40 seats in the third phase on the 6th of April. AIADMK MLA MSR Rajavarman on Thursday switched over to the rival AMMK. This came after AIADMK did not re-nominate him from the Sattur constituency in southern Tamil Nadu. AIADMK immediately expelled him from the party for anti-party activities. Rajavarman has accused the ruling party of not giving opportunity to those who worked for the party. Elections to the 234-member Tamil Nadu Assembly will be held on the 6th of April, and the counting of votes will take place on the 2nd of May. Also in Tamil Nadu, the TTV Tinakaran-led AMMK has added another ally to the assembly elections by announcing its alliance with the Social Democratic Party. The party will contest on 6 seats under this alliance. On Monday, the AMMK announced an alliance with Asaduddin Owaisi-led AIMIM. The AIMIM will contest in 3 assembly constituencies. And let's now take a look at the COVID-19 situation in the country. India's COVID-19 tally has risen to over 1.12 crore, with 22,854 new cases reported from different parts of the country in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra, Kerala, Punjab, Karnataka, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu continue to report a spike in daily cases. The 6 states contributed to 85.91% of the total new cases reported in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra has reported the highest daily cases at 13,659. It is followed by Kerala with 2,475 new cases, while Punjab reported 1,393 fresh cases. Maharashtra is reimposing restrictions in several parts of the state in view of the rising COVID-19 cases. Strict lockdown has been imposed in Nagpur from the 15th of March till the 21st. While Karnataka has banned all late-night parties due to spike in COVID-19 cases. Briefing the media on Thursday, Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan said that Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Haryana are currently at a tipping point. He said that these states have been asked to scale up testing, surveillance and containment areas.
Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Haryana are the states which we think are at a tipping point. They have still yet to decline into a surge. However, looking at early signs of increase in numbers,
Calling the coronavirus situation worrisome in Maharashtra, Niti Aayog member V.K. Paul cautioned people not to take the virus for granted and continue to follow COVID-appropriate behavior.
We have to remain free of this virus with time. It is very important that all our armamentarium, COVID-appropriate behavior, containment strategy, readiness from the health system point of view, our facilities, and so on and so forth, as well as vaccination today, has to be brought into facing this pandemic and the virus in full ballast.
Meanwhile, the country's COVID-19 recovery rate reached 96.92%, with over 18,000 recoveries in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload has reached 1,89,000, counting 1.68% of the total cases. 126 deaths were also reported in the same period, taking the total death toll due to coronavirus to over 1,58,000. And over 2 crore 56 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far. These include 1 crore 12 lakh healthcare workers and over 76 lakh frontline workers. Besides, over 67 lakh 86,000 people above the age of 60 years and those aged 45 to 60 years of age with comorbidities have also been vaccinated. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 95-year-old mother, Hiraba, was among those who received vaccination on Thursday. Taking to Twitter, the Prime Minister urged all the eligible people to get themselves vaccinated. The centre, meanwhile, has granted regular restricted emergency use authorization to Bharat Biotech's Covaxin. The indigenously developed Covaxin has now been moved out of the clinical trial mode administration. With this, both the COVID vaccines, Covaxin and Covishield, have the same licensure status.
Covaxin is now in regular emergency use authorization. This vaccine, as you know, has already been given to more than 19 lakh people, and it has stood the test of time in terms of great safety. Only 311 individuals had some minimal side effects.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Thursday called for awareness, alertness and prompt action to minimize the threat posed by coronavirus. In an article, the Vice President said that India has handled the pandemic well, but he also asked everyone to remain vigilant. He said that India's well-coordinated strategy and timely measures helped in containing the spread of the virus. The Vice President also said that the pandemic taught people to stay physically and mentally active. He stressed on the need to follow a nutritious and balanced diet, which he said boosts the immunity. He also underlined the importance of yoga and meditation to reduce the high levels of stress. The Vice President has asked people not to lower guard in the fight against COVID-19 and continue to follow COVID-appropriate behavior, even as the world's biggest vaccination drive is currently underway in the country. The Vice President also appreciated scientists and the vaccine manufacturers for developing timely vaccines against the deadly virus. World Kidney Day is observed on the second Thursday of March every year with an aim to raise awareness on the importance of kidney health. It also stresses on preventive measures to reduce the frequency and impact of kidney diseases and its associated health problems worldwide. Currently, kidney diseases affect nearly 850 million people globally, while 1 in 10 adults have chronic kidney disease. In India, 8 to 17% of the total population suffers from chronic kidney disease.
If you have diabetes and hypertension, then you should control these diseases well, and you should get the kidney health checked up every month, every year if you have no kidney problems at present. Don't keep on taking medications without proper medical supervision. And most importantly, follow a healthy lifestyle. Have a salt-restricted diet, exercise regularly, eat less fatty foods, control your weight, stay away from smoking and tobacco.
This year, World Kidney Day is being observed with the theme Living Well with Kidney Disease. It focuses on both education and awareness about effective symptom management and patient empowerment, with the ultimate goal of encouraging life participation. And Mahashivratri is being celebrated across the country with religious fervor and gaiety. On the occasion, President Ramnath Kovind extended greetings to all countrymen. He wished that the festival be celebrated as a sacred remembrance of the marriage of Goddess Parvati with Lord Shiva. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu prayed that Lord Shiva may bless everyone with the strength to brave any difficulties and bestow happiness, good health and prosperity on all. The Prime Minister also extended his greetings to people on the special occasion of Mahashivratri. Lakhs of devotees took a holy dip in the river Ganga in Haridwar, marking the first Shahi Snan of the Kumbh Mela. In view of the coronavirus pandemic, special arrangements for face masks, sanitizers and water bottles for devotees have been made by the authorities. And before we leave, let me once again remind all our viewers to stay safe from the coronavirus pandemic. Remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and also ensure that you maintain physical distancing each time you step outside, especially in crowded areas. Remember, these simple precautions by us are all that it takes to defeat the ongoing pandemic. Take care, good night, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.